South African consumers in the market for a new mobile phone are in a tricky spot right now. Both the Samsung S3 and iPhone 5 are now old enough to be available at competitive prices. But then there's the Nokia Lumia 920, and it comes in at an almost annoyingly attractive price point.
Rumor has it that it's the first Windows phone really worth having as a consumer, but making the jump to a new handset with a foreign operating system is a big deal. In that spirit, we're taking a gander at the three handsets side by side to ask if the Lumia 920 really is good enough to push you into uncharted territories when there are so many other handsome suitors around. The Apple iPhone 5, Samsung Galaxy S3 and Nokia Lumia 920 are all titans in their space, and competition is fierce. For the sake of this review, we won't be comparing the iPhone 5 and the S3. We've had that chat. This is about the new kid on the block, the Lumia. So let's get down to brass tacks. First up, let's see where the S3 trumps the Lumia. Let's start with the camera. The S3 has a built-in HDR mode, meaning it can automatically shoot pictures with a higher dynamic range. And speaking of shooting pictures, the S3 has a standardized external memory slots in order to easily extend the internal storage with cheap memory cards. On the net browsing front, the S3 plays Adobe Flash, which makes for a richer internet experience. It goes without saying that this is lacking in the Lumia. The S3 is also 52 grams lighter, has 5% more battery power than the Lumia, and a 6.7% bigger screen, not to mention a CPU clock speed almost twice that of the Lumia. But the hammer blow comes in the apps department. The Google Play Store on the Android OS houses over 850,000 apps versus the 150,000 Windows mobile apps currently in existence. But things aren't as bad as they sound. The Lumia trumps the S3 in some surprising and significant areas. First off, the Lumia is rocking a brand name Carl Zeiss lens. Carl Zeiss, so nice, which translates into an 8.7 megapixel camera, trumping the S3's 8 megapixels with a pixel density of 332 ppi. That's 8.5% higher than the S3. Those shots will look crisp as a Karoo winter's morning. And now on to the iPhone 5 versus the Lumia 920. The top-of-the-range iPhone 5 kills the Lumia on the memory front with 32 gigabytes more internal storage. Ouch! In the camera department, the iPhone 5 also has a built-in HDR mode, and it has a neat trick called AF tracking, which means you don't get out-of-focus shots on moving subjects. The iPhone 5 is also considerably slimmer than the somewhat fat Lumia 920. But there's always a comeback, and the Lumia does hit back hard. Consider, for example, that the Lumia sports 38.89% more battery power than the iPhone and an 8.7 megapixel camera compared to the iPhone's 8 megapixel camera. The Lumia also has USB mass storage support, meaning it can transfer files, music, photos via USB. No need to install additional software, none of which the iPhone 5 can do. But the coup de grace is undoubtedly the Corning Gorilla Glass display, which is nearly unbreakable in everyday situations. But when all's said and done, you make your peace with the price. The top-of-the-range iPhone goes for 8,399 Rand, the S3 for 7,655, and the Lumia, well, the Lumia wins at 6,249. If you can't decide, let your pocket do the talking.